Python file that contains a class always starts with the class name, which in this case is square, and it's followed by the keyword class. Second component is a constructor. It is not mandatory to have it, but it's a good way to explicitly identify and tell what this class looks like, or what objects of this class will look like. So this init here is a constructor, and it's also called the magic method because it's a built-in in the Python. And after the constructor we have another set of optional methods, and I've just demonstrated here str string, which is a built-in Python method as well, and an optional method that I've defined myself. Now it doesn't contain anything, but for the illustration purposes, this is what the basic anatomy of a class could look like. Now you see in here, between the parentheses, this keyword called self. Now for now, it's just important to know it has to be there, and in later lessons we can explain how the mechanisms of self work. Okay, so Python doesn't really put a limit to the number of classes in your file, which means I could just write this over again, for example with a different name. I could have a triangle class, and with anything in the constructor and any other optional method. But we're not going to do that in this lesson, so I'm going to delete this, but just good to know it doesn't really put a limit.